Hello guys and welcome back to another Pokemon video. Today I am continuing my Too Many Types run where I last left off, which was exiting the Lava Ridge gym. I promptly caught a Sandile, in which I named Billy, and continued along my way. I then ran down to Slateport, in which I had to go all the way back to Petalburg, and so I took the ship with Mr. Briny on it and went back to Petalburg City, where my dad's gym was. Here is where I challenged Norman, and well, as you can see, it didn't really go so well. After that entire fiasco and fainting at the gym, I decided I had to switch up my team a little bit because it wasn't going to be strong enough against his furry type Pokemon. So I exchanged Gardevoir for a Vulpix, in which I was going to use a Thunderstone from Fiery Path to evolve it, since I knew there was a Firestone there. So I had to go all the way back through Slateport up to Lava Ridge in order to get to the Fiery Path near Mount Chimney. After this, I fiddled around with the puzzles for a little bit and kind of got sidetracked along the way as I was being stupid. But I did end up getting the Firestone, and I did go all the way back to the gym. I passed by Cycling Road. I went back down to Route 104, I did take the boat this time, and after restocking on a little bit, I decided that it was time to re-challenge the gym. And with the Firestone, I quickly evolved my Vulpix into Ninetales. But even with the new addition to the team, I still couldn't handle his Lopunny. And so I had to change my team again once again, and decided to add my Honedge, because the Sharp type would be useful against the Fluffy type, Furry type. I decided to exchange this with Floatzel and challenge the gym once more. Okay, Lopunny's dead. Ninetales dead, I thought I was gonna get away with this scot-free until this happened. No, 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 no! My Honedge didn't even get a light to shine in. Thankfully, Gyarados was able to take care of the Vaporeon and stay alive. And with that, I had successfully finally beaten Norman after like what, about 3 tries now. And then I went over to Wally's house to obtain the surfboard, and well, that was useful as I could now surf. And then I saw this, which really just got me confused as I really didn't play Emerald before. And apparently you just see a lot of Eos now. I decided to switch up my team a little bit. As you can see here, I was using bait to try and train it up a little bit. However, the friendship evolutions weren't really, great to level up, and it quickly fainted. I was trying to use this in order to battle against the flying gym. The song and dance, I should say. But it proved to be kind of not useful, and I quickly had to assess my options once more. Decided to add Axew to the team in place of Bait, in which, well, while the friendship evolution would be nice to have, I just didn't want to go through the entire Roselia experience again. I quickly leveled up to be on par with the rest of the team, and Fracture now was able to pretty much sweep through the entire route. It got on some it got some hands-on double battle experience with Pikachu too, as seen here. And then the magnitude 10 happened, which I was just honestly surprised did happen in the first place. I quickly ran up the stairs to the Weather Institute to challenge a few grunts to a battle. And then I was face to face with Team Aqua admin leader Shelly, in which her formidable team was genuinely not so formidable after all. She started off with a Magni, which I quickly was able to take care of its fracture. Ursaring quickly fell to my Sailor Moon, and really that was just the entire team. And so there's successful. What? I'm sorry, but I know what is gonna happen to this guy. uh, so yeah, after that thing, I named the Ditto Shocker because I was expecting a cast form and a Ditto. Anyways, I ran into a fucking Latios in the grass, which I was honestly surprised about. I didn't realize that I could do that. Anyways, after a little more traversing, May challenged me to a battle. I kind of easily swept her team. It was honestly a pretty easy fight in regards to just before the 6th gem. I only suffered a little bit of trauma during that battle, but Pikachu got to know Discharge, which was a very effective move and worked so much more than Nuzzle. She gave me Fly, but I could not use that until I would finish the 6th gem. Then I headed right into Fortress City, checked the sign, and explored the houses a little bit, but not before going to the Pokemon first. I stocked up on Ultra Balls to catch some more Pokemon, as well as some potions in order to do something, I don't know, TL, I guess. I invaded this guy's house, said hi to him, and then his Wingull went away. I quickly made my way over to the next route because I knew that's where I needed to go in order to access the 6th gym. I met up with Steven, who informed me that there was something here that I could not see. He I asked if he asked if my Pokemon were ready for battle. I said yes, even though they weren't. So I guess you can see how that went. He quickly flew away, and then I was able to unlock the 6th gym by moving away the Kecleon. After that, I quickly made my way inside the gym, challenged these guys to a double battle before going up to Winona to challenge her. I quickly started out with Fracture against her Ludicolo. It, apparently there was a new ability called Ruby, but that did not bar my Fracture from defeating her Ludicolo quickly. I used Dragon Dance to raise my attacking speed, and I quickly tried to use Dragon Claw again, which caused her Ludicolo to faint. I used Slash against Shadow, which quickly fainted it. I used Slash against Sotaria, which fainted that again, and then I used Dragon Claw against X-Cloud, and Fracture easily swept the team. After defeating the Song and Dance Gym, I beat Winona and collected the badge. That way, I am now able to move on to Moss Deep. But first, let's take a quick stop at the Safari Zone, shall we? Whoops, guess not. I apparently needed Pokeblocks, which I did not know were a thing in this game, as they weren't there in Oras. They quickly then headed over to Mount Pyre since that was along the way anyways. And well, I was following Team Magma up here, I believe. I quickly caught a Munna, which I then named Bubby because, well, that was the first thing that really came to mind. I also caught a Duskull on the slope of Mount Pyre, in which I named Skullface. Pretty apt name, if I do say so myself. And then beat some grunts to a pulp, and, well, beating the grunts, I met up with Archie, and apparently Team Aqua was here too. So a lady gave me a magma emblem, which I could use to access the magma hideout. I quickly caught a Bounsweet, which I aptly named Strawberry, and continued on my way over to Lily Cove City, which was honestly probably the best part of my playthrough so far. There I could get a lot of items, and especially Pokeblocks, which I needed for the Safari Zone. Here is where I got Pokeblocks for the contest counter. And then I leveled up some of my Pokemon too. As you can see, Roselia is now back on the team again, and Gear evolved into a Klinklang, which then learned Magnetic Flux, which will come into usefulness later, as you can see. I then challenged Brendan into a Pokemon battle, and I quickly beat his Kangaskhan because, well, it's fairly heavy. I guess you can see the rest of the battle here. As you can see, the Roselia completely bodied Brendan's team. I sold my nuggets at the stand and bought a lot of hyper potions in order to heal my team whenever possible. I then went pretty much hard on the items and essentially stacked my entire team full of them. I gave Roselia the life orb to hold. I gave Gimme Up the rock helmet. I gave Fraction the leftovers. You might be briefly wondering why Gimme Up is just like that. So Magnetiflux literally broke the game. So that meant I had to go all the way back through the Magma Hideout. Yeah, I just used Magnetiflux and it completely broke my game. It broke my game, I had to redo all of this. All you can see here is the sped up version. I was there when I was like got attacked by that Speedy. After a little while I challenged Maxie and easily bodied his team. As you can really just see here, I used Gimme Up to take care of the Crobat, and that quickly just took care of it. I used Dragon Claw with Fraction on that cargo, and that team just swept the entirety of Maxie's team. After I made a grown man reconsider all of his life decisions, I went back to Slateport because apparently Team Aqua was there getting interviewed. Or was that Dr. Stern? Oh yeah, here's Team Aqua. They are stealing a submarine and going, well, down to Satopolis with it, or somewhere near Satopolis. I then went through the hideout, battling grunts along the way, and I managed to pick up a Master Ball as well, which was honestly great for me in case I ever came across one of those legendaries again. I easily took care of Matt, and he wasn't really that much of an issue. Scratch that. Anyways, Peter took quick care of the rest of his team, and just Roselia was not that big of a help. In other news, Vigoroth evolved into Saki, and I was finally allowed to go into the Safari Zone. And I did, which, let me tell you, something that I didn't quite realize is the amount of steps that I had, and I could have easily used them better. Yeah, I barely used any balls, and, well, just used a lot of steps, I guess. I encountered a Rufflet along the way, and I remembered my brother wanted me to catch one if I ever encountered one, so here's my chance at encountering the Rufflet. I aptly named it Brother because I didn't really want to dox him on this video, but I also caught a Snubble, which I named Grumps. I caught a Ninjask, which might prove useful later. However, I aptly named it Ninja and stuffed it in the box for now. I then went to go explore some of Moss Deep. Well, I went to Moss Deep at the very least. After a while, I came across islands and looked at this cabin, which I definitely passed over. Either way, I continued along my way to Moss Deep. There I saw Scott again, and I definitely did not want to encounter him no more. I checked out the Space Center briefly, and they said something. Oh wait, hold on, Steven's there. They said something about Team Magma taking care of the rocket fuel on the island, kind of like stealing it. But I couldn't really take charge of that right now, and I had to challenge the gym anyways, so might as well. It was going to be a space type gym with double battles, and there was a lot of puzzles that I had to go through in order to get here. Is that Clay? Oh shit. Red, white, and blue. As you can see there, I kind of got bodied by Clay and his team, so I had to rethink my entire plan. I moved Brakeson onto my team again, and I added Absol and Skullface as well. I pretty much switched my at least half of my team in order to go at this battle once again. I leveled up Skullface into a Dusclops, and I knew I had to go back to Lily Cove in order to get the items needed to evolve Dusclops into Dusknoir. After checking out the lottery for a little bit, I went upstairs and I went to go back to get the Reaper Cloth in order to evolve Dusclops once more to Dusknoir. I'm gonna be real, I'm not sure how useful this guy was, but hey, I got a red card and went to challenge the gym once more. Yeah, as you can probably tell, that didn't go so well as I thought. After I thought it over a little bit, I knew I had to do something about this. So I added Elgym to my team, gave it a lax incense, and evolved into a Behem, and honestly, I just tried again. I was looking at the type chart and just hoping for the best when it came to things. I tried to stack up attack boosts with Jacob, and well, here we go. While it might not seem like now, that explosion probably saved me having to do this run again at the gym. And you're gonna see it really come into play shortly after I accidentally used discharge and didn't realize what it would do. That's fine, that's fine. What the fuck, dude? And just like that, my time beating Clay was over once more. I breathed a sigh of relief as I went to go to the Space Center now. In case anyone was still unfamiliar with what happened, taking care of the Duraludon was my biggest hurdle, and and Jacob doing that explosion and killing off the Duraludon single-handedly won me the battle, in my words. Jacob was the MVP of my battle. Let's go, Jacob Alfred. I then battled Maxie and the Team Magma admin with Steven. The only problem that really arose during this time was Ninetales. However, we managed to take care of them swiftly. We then saved a space center from Team Magma, and I evolved my Fraction to a Haxorus. After leveling up some of my Pokemon, my Rufflet evolved into Braviary, and I didn't quite realize that I needed to go to a seafloor cabin first until I actually checked with the Stopless Gym and realized that I actually needed to go there in order to move on forward. So I went all the way back down. I went to the seafloor cavern, did a couple puzzles, and then battled Archie along my way. I quickly swept through his team with Haxorus, and well, the only person that I really switched in was Fiona when dealing with the Crawdont. I then taught a couple of men their lesson in terms of meddling with the environment, before the final showdown between Groudon and Kyogre. So it turns out that wasn't really the final showdown, and Steven made me come with him to talk to this guy named Wallace in the Cave of Origin. I don't know. Apparently, we have to go to Skypill to awaken some Pokemon called Rayquaza to fulfill a prophetic legend. I don't know, but along the way, I did catch a Duraludon, which made my day insanely better because it knows the move Shoot, and that is a really good move. I named it Twin Tower 1, and well, I guess you can see where this joke is going. And now, here is the final showdown. After all that, it was finally time to challenge the topless city gym. I was expecting Juan to be quite the powerhouse after dealing with Clay, given the power curve when it came to these things. I got on my first, I got on my second try. I got the puzzles on my third try and made it up to Juan. And all honestly, he was not powerful. He was honestly a pushover when it came to things. My team was readily prepared to deal with this guy. But hey, that's I guess that's what you get for Pokemon after all. Anyways, that concludes my run of Pokemon Too Many Types, at least up into the 8th gym. Subscribe for part 3 as I challenge the Elite Four and the champion.